if you know what I mean. Dishing out the truth about the royal scene with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hitting hard with those altar bridge vibes, no sugarcoating, no false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despises. Yorkshire laughs with fire in her eyes. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Friday edition. How are you all doing? How has your week been? To all me American alter nerds, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a wonderful day yesterday, and it continues for the rest of the week into the weekend as we kick off with the Daily Nerd Live Friday, the 28th of November 2025, and this is what I've got for you guys today. First up, the main topic for today's live stream. Meghan Markle breaks her silence over misusing her Duchess of Sussex title in that damn awful and very bizarre Harpers Bazaar interview. So we're going to get into that because she's turning around and she's saying that basically she didn't misuse her title at all when she was announced, right, to the journalists that, yes, the Duchess of Sussex is in the room. Yeah, I got other people saying the exact opposite, that it ain't protocol at all, that that's just a load of BS. So stay tuned because I am coming with the tea on that one. And then second topic for today's live stream, speaking of Harper's Bazaar, Megsy's finished because Harper's Bazaar is actually now turning on her. They're not liking opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, the backlash that they are getting and the negative press that they're getting by having Megsy on their front cover and doing that whole interview, this, that and the other. And sources are starting to speak out against Megsy as to what really happened behind the scenes at that Harper's Bazaar interview. So that's the second topic for today's live stream. We're going to again get on to the third one, which is, as I mentioned, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Maybe not such a good Thanksgiving, though, for Megsy, because she's now being branded, get this, right? She has a new title. And this one I can get on board with. Her new title is Salmonella Sussex. Oh, this third topic is a fun one indeed, because Megsy cannot stop. She just can't stop, right? With her Thanksgiving blunders. Why is she being branded now Salmonella Sussex? Why is that her new title that I can get on board with? Stay tuned for the third topic for today's live stream. And then the fourth one, well, guys, as I wipe my eyes, because they're a bit stingy right now, I don't know why. Yeah, let me just rearrange myself here. So the fourth topic, well, guys, that is up to you. It is the bonus Hazza and Megsy topic for today's live stream. And yeah, this is a doozy. Let me give you a little bit of a hint on this one, all right, guys? It's about Megsy. It's about her upcoming show with Love, Meghan Christmas special. Not freaking holiday special, all right? It's Christmas. So let's call it as it is, all right? So With Love, Megsy, the Christmas special, right? And it's about Netflix and what they're going to be doing next. And what they've already done. Yeah. I don't think we're going to see any more episodes of With Love, Megsy after this one. And Netflix have done something to pretty much ensure that is going to be the case. I've said too much. I'm going to have to stop there. Okay, that is the fourth bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. And how do you guys get to unlock it? Well, very, very simple, as I just pressed the wrong button there. The right button now is being pressed. There we go. Very, very simple how you guys get to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. Now, only if you can, of course. The super chat goal is live. So if we get 10 super chats within the hour, then you guys get to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. Please be aware that still, for some reason, YouTube does not accept super chat stickers towards the goal. Don't know why. I think that's stupid, but just to be completely, fully transparent and letting you guys know about that. Now, a couple of things before we jump into the main topic for today's live stream. If you haven't found out already, you are going to find out now. There is a brand new third channel from me exclusively on Kick. Yes, it is called Gaming Nerds. A lot of you OG Alter Nerds will know that I am a nerd in a variety of ways, one of which is gaming. I love gaming. I love my Nintendo Switch. I love playing wacky, weird, wonderful games on Steam. You guys have no idea until you go onto my third channel exclusively on Kick called Gaming Nerds. And we have so much fun. I do try and stream a few times a week. This week has not been that much streaming because, you know, it's been Thanksgiving for a lot of you guys. Plus, as well, I've been working in the background researching for some wacky and weird games to play next from Steam. And I've got a list. I'm going to go through them. And they're wacky and they're weird and they're wonderful. And if you guys do not want to miss out on any of the fun over on Kick on Gaming Nerds, then do make sure you make the jump over and you subscribe to me there. If you're watching on YouTube live, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. On the replay, it's in the description bar below. And if you're watching live on X, hey up guys, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. The link to my third channel, I know that Head Mod Project Metal Music has already shared it in the live chat. Big up to Head Mod Project Metal Music. How you doing, mate? So sorry to hear that you've been in hospital last few weeks. Glad to see, though, that you are here in the live chat. So, hey up, mate. Welcome back indeed. A couple of thank yous before we jump in. Gene Rick, one of the OGs. Thank you so much for my favourite. Yay, the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it. For those that don't know, this is a ginger doggy. The art's coming from a tail. When you lift the tail from the doggy, what's directly underneath? The butthole. Therefore, this is a Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. You'll never be able to ever unsee it ever again. You are so very welcome. Also, as well, Jean Rick gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leader, courtesy of Jean Rick. With that being said, you guys, let's jump into the first topic for today's live stream. And yeah, guys, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever. This is Meghan Markle breaking her silence over her misusing her Duchess of Sussex title, okay? Because remember the part of the interview where the journalist turns round and says, as Megxie enters the room, she's announced as the Duchess of Sussex. And when she's about to meet some girls on a philanthropy trip, whatever the frick you want to call it, again, she's announced as the Duchess of Sussex has arrived, blah, 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 right? Well, yeah, it looks like Megxie got on the blower to Harpers Bazaar and was like, defend me, cowbags. Because we know where they've done that before, at least, according to a certain Dr. Sophie Chandawarkar. And that whole incident with Centre Barley and, you know, Megxie being on the stage and it didn't go quite according to plan. And it ended up with Megxie and Azza contacting Dr. Sophie Chandawarkar, according to Dr. Sophie, of course, telling her to defend Megxie in the press. And Dr. Sophie's like, I ain't the Sussex PR machine. Piss off, you cowbacks. Well, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, it looks like Megxie got onto the blow with Harpers Bazaar and asked them to do pretty much the same thing. And Harpers Bazaar was like, yeah, all right. This is not good for Harpers Bazaar. And let me explain why first and foremost by going through their explanation, all right? So they say an etiquette expert explains why Megxie is introduced as Duchess of Sussex. And so here, Micah Mayer, founder of Beaumont Etiquette and an expert in social dining and business etiquette, said she's choosing the more formal route, which is a matter of personal preference. This is her choice, which is the point. That is her choice. And so for whatever reason, this is how she feels the most comfortable being introduced. If they have the title, they are able to use it. It is their title. It's comparable to a doctor choosing to use their title or to eschew it. But it's not comparable to a doctor using their title because when a doctor arrives in the room, you don't have a random person turning around and saying, Dr. So-and-so has entered the room. Oh, and notice how this protocol, expert, etiquette, whatever the frick you want to call her, actually turns round and doesn't say that this is protocol. She says she's choosing the more formal route. It's personal preference. Choosing the formal route doesn't mean that what she did was actually protocol. At all. At all. She then adds, whether you're Prime Minister, President, or Duchess or Princess, it's up to you how you would like to be introduced and how you would like to introduce yourself. Again, no, it's not protocol. It's not protocol. It's up to you. It is your decision. It is personal preference. This whole thing was to defend Megxie, right? But actually, it's put Megxie in hot water, more so now than ever. Because Harpers Bazaar have just confirmed it's personal preference that Megxie created a situation where a random person announced Duchess of Sussex, Megxie is coming through as she gets introduced to the journalist from Harpers Bazaar. Well, this was protocol. And so this is the thing. Harpers Bazaar, in this article here, in this clapback, try and make it out that it's protocol, in my opinion. However, that's not the case. And this is backed up, right, by British broadcaster Helena Shard, saying this is not protocol, let alone royal protocol. It's bizarre and highlights that Meghan attaches enormous importance to a royal status. And again, it is not protocol for Megsy to be announced by her title when she enters a room. Consider Exhibit B. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliam, an etiquette expert, former editor of the International Who's Who, confirmed that actually what Megsy did broke royal protocol. He told the Daily Mail, quote, "I've often felt that Meghan took to heart Oscar Wilde's dictum, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifetime's romance." He also said that this would make a wonderful skit in the South Park series, adding, "It speaks volumes in an interview calculated not to offend about the importance Meghan attaches to her royal status." Oh, please, South Park, do a sequel to the worldwide privacy tour. Please, please, please. We've been screaming for this now for a couple of years. Oh my goodness, they're the morons if they don't do a sequel to it. Let's be real here, right? And so Richard Fitzwilliams, he also pointed out that, you know, this also makes her look silly. That's what he says. For Megsy to be introduced as she walks into the room by a third person, a random, being like, "Meghan, Duchess of Sussex is here." Yeah, it does make her look silly as well. And pathetic. And stupid. And moronic. He also says there was that painful scene when she did that mock curtsy, imitating what happened when she met Queen Elizabeth II for the first time. In the Netflix documentary, Harry and Meghan, she calls it medieval. She had also appeared to mock curtsy in the infamous Oprah interview. He also referenced that skit between Queen Elizabeth II and Daniel Craig, who played James Bond at the time, for when the UK hosted the Olympics. And it was a wonderful moment. And I absolutely freaking love it, right? And so in the clip, right, as Richard Fitzwilliams references here, Daniel Craig called at Buckingham Palace to summon the Queen and was announced by a royal aide as he walked into the room as "Mr. Bond, Your Majesty." The Queen, sitting at a writing desk, made him wait before greeting him with the words, "Good evening, Mr. Bond." He replied, "Good evening, Your Majesty," right? And so Richard Fitzwilliams then comes in to say someone is obviously announced when, say, James Bond arrives to escort Queen Elizabeth to the Olympics. He's announced as "Mr. Bond, Your Majesty." And then he enters, right? And he says Meghan wants to have a halo in the interview by saying nothing nasty about anyone and being full of positive thoughts. However, in her use of a title in this pricelessly comic way, she speaks volumes about herself. She could be alone and be announced. And this is the thing, right? Following on from that example between Daniel Craig playing James Bond and Queen Elizabeth II in that moment during the Olympics, right? Guidance from Buckingham Palace and the etiquette guide DUCHESS actually says that it's the visitor who's not normally announced rather than the royal family member. And so in that example between the Queen and Mr. Bond, right, in that skit for the Olympics, remember, it was Mr. Bond that was announced as he entered the room rather than the Queen herself, right? So in actual fact, as Megsy enters the room, it should actually be the journalist that's actually announced to Megsy, rather than the other way round. The official royal website states that audiences held for a high commissioner or ambassador and their spouse with the monarch sees the visitors' names announced as they enter the state or semi-state room by the marshal of the diplomatic corps. DUCHESS adds that introductions to the royals are known as presentations, and it's only necessary to state the name of the person to be presented. For example, someone meeting King Charles III or Queen Camilla might be announced as follows: "Your Majesty, may I present Mr. John Smith?" So, for Megsy, right, it should have been according to protocol, right? So, here, Instead of Your Majesty, it's, okay, Duchess of Sussex or Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, may I present Harpers Bazaar journalist and interviewer, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's the way it should have been done. If Megsy really wants to stick to royal protocol, firstly, may I suggest that she takes some more lessons in that? I don't think she'd pass with flying colours if she had to sit an exam right now for it. That is for damn certain. They also say the same rule follows for other members of the royal family. And Debret states that upon being presented and leaving, men should bow and women curtsy. Now, of course, reactions to this coming in thick and fast, but I'm taking the best one from one of my favourites, really, at the end of the day, on X here, Royally Sage at Sage1411. They share some of the best reactions, as far as I'm concerned, and some of the best blind items when it comes to the gruesome twosomes. Make sure you're following Royally Sage. Royally Sage here says the following, oh, Rachel, because for those that don't know, Megsy's real first name is actually Rachel. Meghan is actually her middle name. Right. So, oh, Rachel, this is not going to help you. Your brand is cool California, laid back, barefoot weirdo. But this is why I like a reaction, because your brand is cool California, laid back, barefoot weirdo. It's like a little bit of a mini rant. I love it. I love it. But you're using your title formally just because. She didn't even just use a title formally. She used it by mistake. She didn't use it in the right way, as I've just explained it to you in terms of the actual protocol as to when people are introduced, right? You just got busted, and this is a hilarious way to try and clean it up. Yeah, a hilarious way indeed. Now, for those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not finished with you guys yet, because the next topic for today's live stream is Meghan Markle is finished, as Harpers Bazaar is now turning on her. Yeah, sources are coming out, and what was going on behind the scenes? Oh, it was not rosy indeed, not at all. So that's coming up for the second topic for today's live stream. So those watching on YouTube or X, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet, but if you haven't done so already, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever on that one. In the meantime, let me go through a couple of your comments before we jump into the second topic for today's live stream. Kate and the Cats, I just saw that come right up on my screen. Megsy wouldn't know protocol or etiquette if she tripped over it. She proudly broke all the rules when she was in the UK. Extremely disrespectful person. I would say so. I would definitely say so. Sidonia Viking 1 says, actually, I'd be so embarrassed if I was her. I wouldn't be able to leave the house. But an alleged narcissistic nutbag from hell, yeah, they don't, I don't think they get embarrassed much about themselves and their actions, because they think they're the best thing in the whole wide world, and everything that they do is golden, and everything that they touch is golden, and everything that they fart out is gold. Do you see a little bit of a pattern there? Oh, Janet Miller, this is very kind of you to say. Hi, Steph, love your videos. Do you know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I totally agree. I'm biased. Of course I'm going to agree with that. I love my videos too. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so kind of you to say, though. Thank you so much. My goodness. Sidonia Viking, you are on it today with some of these killer comments in the live chat. I'd be ashamed to use a title when the royals didn't want me to have it. Yeah. And Trudy Ann Barker makes a really good point here. There are no titles in the US, and she appears dumb as F. Yeah. And yeah. Renee O'Leary. I think Steph would like a rock band called Wolf Mother. I listen to music Steph likes and I think she would enjoy it. Well, let me just make a note of that. I'll have a listen to a band called Wolf Mother. That sounds pretty cool, to be fair. Let me just put that down. I'm gonna check that out, Renee, after this live stream. Thank you so much for that. If you just give me one moment, guys, for those that don't know, it's just me. No one else behind the scenes helping me. I'm doing everything quite literally on my own. I just need to change one thing on this stream. So if you give me 2 seconds, and we will start the second topic for today's live stream. So just one moment, guys. Okay. Done and done. There we go. Wow, a couple of thank yous before we jump into the second topic. Jean Rick, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks, kicking off today's super chat goal, saying let's unlock the bonus story, guys. Yes, thank you so much for kicking that off. Kizzy Arsenu, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks, saying let's start this. Yes, thank you so much. So we've got 8 more left to achieve the goal to unlock the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. And like I said, just to give you a hint, it's about Megsy, it's about Netflix, it's about her upcoming Christmas show, and what Netflix has done that indicates, Megsy's in trouble. Big trouble. So if you guys want to know more, then only if you can, of course, please do contribute towards today's super chat goal. With that being said, let's jump into the second topic for today's live stream, because Megsy is finished. Because Harpers Bazaar, they're turning on her. Her sources are coming out, and things are not rosy behind the scenes. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Megsy is finished, because Harpers Bazaar is turning on her. Sources are starting to come out, and she was a nightmare behind the scenes. I mean, spoiler alert, but I think you guys are pretty much going to get the gist right off the bat. Now, this is an exclusive from Radar Online. Exclusive. Meghan Markle accused of exercising total editorial control over Harper's Bazaar cover story, as critics savage it as brown-nosing fiction disguised as barely their journalism. And so she's being accused by sources of going full diva and exerting total editorial control over Harper's Bazaar cover and interview, prompting insiders to question who really authored what one told RadarOnline.com was, quote, stomach-churningly sycophantic copy, disguised as barely their journalism. Now, this is giving us shades of the Vogue situation. Apparently, Megsy tried to exert her authority on Vogue in terms of, editorial demands, pictures, how long the article was going to be, that it had to be a main feature and all that BS, right? Sources at the time said that her request for photographic and editorial control with Vogue was so extensive that the then boss Anna Wintour blacklisted her allegedly from Vogue. And probably one of the best decisions Anna Wintour made when it came to Vogue there. According to a fashion insider familiar with the incident on the Vogue side of things, she was micromanaging every comma, pushing for a cover approval over all photographs and final copy, and even a global rollout. And then the insider said that Anna Wintour then just scrapped the whole thing. It was more hassle than it was worth when it came to Megxie, saying you don't get to run Vogue like it's your personal Pinterest board. I mean, I can imagine that's something that Anna Wintour would say. Like, totally, right? Magazine staff are now comparing the alleged situation at Vogue to what's allegedly now happened with Harpers Bazaar. One senior editor source over at Harpers Bazaar claimed, quote, when Meghan wants control, she says, here's the angle, here's the story, here's how I must appear. She thinks she has the right to hand out PR briefings to the world's most seasoned journalistic professionals, and it is utter madness. It is. Another added, the running joke in the industry now is that Harper's should have credited her as a guest editor, subject, and muse. As her profile piece is so gushing, at a certain point when reading their interview piece, you start asking who really wrote this shiz. Yeah, who really wrote it? And the answer, it seems, is Meghan. The piece is so stomach-churningly sycophantic to Markle, it appears to have her handprints over every line. It seems it was written, then handed to her for an edit. Which, I can imagine that's the case. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Because when she got caught out alongside Azza, right, with their involvement in a certain Omid Scobie book called Finding Freedom, right? Yeah. Megxie and Azza were pretty easy to be like, maybe you should mention this, or maybe you should mention that, or maybe you should say it in this way or that way. Like, do you know what I mean? So, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Megxie has form for this. Not only with the whole Vogue situation that allegedly happened, as I mentioned a few moments ago, but also as well with the whole Finding Freedom situation. This tracks. Another one says, it's trite nonsense with zero insight, wit, or even anything based in reality. It seems no one seemed to want to edit it except Meghan. This is PR bullshit to the max. And brown-nosing crap. It's fiction disguised as journalism, or rather, barely their journalism. Now, Radar Online also spoke to a former media strategist, saying that the whole interview with Harpers Bazaar, quote, it read like the world's most expensive LinkedIn bio. That's a way to put it, isn't it, really, guys? Either Harper's caved to a demand to edit this, or the writer is in love with her, or Meghan paid for an advertorial. So, this is the thing, guys, right? You have these sources, right, coming out and saying what really, allegedly, right, happened behind the scenes at Harpers Bazaar. With these sources coming out, right, telling us what really happened with Harpers Bazaar, right, where are these sources from? Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Harpers Bazaar. It's sources directly from Harpers Bazaar. When you read the article I've just gone through with you right here briefly, a lot of them does seem like the sources from Harpers Bazaar themselves. Harpers Bazaar, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever then, in that scenario, is turning on Megxie publicly. Turning round and saying, don't blame us for the shiz article and the shiz pictures, this, that and the other, because it wasn't us, it were Megxie. She was the one that took control. We didn't have room to breathe. It was her way or the highway. And this makes sense, right? For her to take over the whole interview with Harpers Bazaar. As these sources have been saying, we've had reports over the years that she takes the stance that it's her way or the highway. With this article, right, back in 2020, okay, here, David Jones, who was writing a biography about Megxie at the time, had said, I saw this coming. It was just a matter of time. With Megxie, it's always been her way or the highway. She's always the centre of the relationship, regardless of Harry's title. She wants to be in the limelight, but under her own terms. Now, this was back in 2020, right? It's her way or the highway. She wants to be in the limelight, but under her own terms. Ooh, yeah. Looks like she did that with the Harpers Bazaar interview, right? Oh, wait, though. There's more receipts. Because here we've got this report in 2022. Speaking to Mark Dolan on GB News, we had Kinsey Schofield on there. And she said the following, right? I really feel like Meghan and Harry have inherited this American attitude. It's our way or the highway, she says. But wait, guys. There's so much more. I went down this rabbit hole. Because a couple of years later, in 2024, we have this bombshell report from the Hollywood Reporter. I'm sure you guys remember this one, right? This is where the dictator in high heels moniker came from. And so, in this massive article, right, just to direct your attention to this particular paragraph, in 2018, they say, Megxie's treatment of two royal aides prompted the palace to investigate Megxie for the bullying behaviour allegations. Though the results to the inquiry aren't officially released, Megxie has denounced the effort as a calculated smear campaign. Yeah, all right. But some of the couple's American staff members also reserved special bile for Megxie, Hollywood Reporter says, whose reported penchant for noisy tantrums and angry 5 a.m. emails has earned her the in-house moniker Duchess Difficult. And one source saying to the Hollywood Reporter, she's absolutely relentless. She marches around like a dictator in high heels, fuming and barking orders. I've watched her reduce grown men to tears. So it's not only just her way or the highway, right? It's not only her wanting to be in the limelight, but under her own terms. But it's also, allegedly, according to these sources, she's a dictator in high heels. She's fuming. She barks orders. Megxie accused of exercising total editorial control over that Harpers Bazaar story. Well, when you have reports over the years, like I said, of Megxie pretty much being like, it's my way or the highway, wanting to be in the limelight but under her own terms, being absolutely relentless, marching around like a dictator in high heels, barking orders. And these allegations have been around now for a fair number of years. Not coming up all at once. It's been going on for years now, as I've just displayed to you guys. This here, do you believe it? In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I believe it. I believe it with Megxie trying to exercise total editorial control for that Harpers Bazaar interview to the point where she made life hell for the reporters and completely ruined the interview and the pictures and everything else in between. Especially when you take into account the alleged incident between Megxie and Vogue. Megxie wanting allegedly to do the same thing with Vogue. Vogue turned around and told her to piss off. So, yeah, Harpers Bazaar has been getting a bit of backlash when it comes to Megxie's appearance in their article, but it looks like they're now turning on her. As sources are turning around and saying, it ain't our fault that the interview and the pictures were shiz. It's all Megxie's, because it's her way or the highway. She needs to be in the limelight. She's the dictator in high heels barking the orders. We just followed. I believe it. What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I am not done with you guys yet. We are going to get on to the third topic for today's live stream, and oh my goodness, yes, Megxie has been branded Salmonella Sussex, a title I can get on board with when it comes to Megxie, over a new Thanksgiving blunder. What the deuce is going on there? Well, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet, but if you haven't done so already, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures adventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you think? So as far as I'm concerned, Harpers Bazaar turning on Megsy now through these sources. Oh, I don't think Megsy's gonna be on Harper's Bazaar front cover anytime soon again. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching on the replay, again, those watching live stay exactly where you are, but those on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the second topic for today's live stream. We're going to get on to the third one in a moment. Got a few thank yous, though, to get through. Snorky2K521, thank you so much for that very, very generous $10 sugar bucks. Guys, if you want to ruin a sugar's day, send some sugar bucks my way. We know they lurk on our channels, and they hate it when you support us like this. Only if you can, of course. But Snorky2K, thank you so much for this. Saying, Steph, in the US, we tend to use our former job titles instead of honorifics. So I'm guessing that she should say supporting actress or yachtstitute. Yachtstitute. Some of you guys have a wicked sense of humour. Oh, that is freaking hilarious. Thank you so much for that, Snorky2K. Kate and the Cats, thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks, saying thank you for all your hard work. Oh, no, thank you for your support. It's very, 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 very kind of you. So thank you so much for that. Stephen Magnus, Big SM in the chat. Hey up, Big SM. How's it going, mate? Thank you so much for the £5 sugar buck, saying Paddington was very respectful to our late Queen when joining her for afternoon tea. Only mistake being drinking his tea from her best china teapot. I know. Oh, that was a cute moment with Paddington. It really, really was. And actually now, whenever you go to Buckingham Palace, or you go to Windsor Castle, or, you know, any of the tourist sites, right, in London and the surrounding when it comes to the royal family, when you go to the gift shop, oh, Paddington's there. I like that. I think that's cute. I really, really do. Sinister Girls _ thank you so very much for that very generous $9.99 sugar bucks. My goodness. Saying, to be fair, Meghan is the queen. The Queen of Overcorrection, Duchess of Delusion, and Princess of Parody. Get the titles right, Megsy. Cheers to the bonus. Hey, thank you so much for helping towards achieving today's Super Chat goal to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megsy story. Appreciate it. But there is a new title for Megsy, Salmonella Sussex, that you need to add to this list right here, Sinister Girls. So, yeah, we're going to get onto that in a moment, and I'll explain why. Big SM with the £2 sugar buck says, did Megsy, allegedly, steal anything from Harper's Bazaar? Stay tuned. We may soon find out. Oh, my goodness. Seriously. Part of me thinks, right, okay, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that she's trying to emulate Princess Catherine with all of that BS. Not that Princess Catherine allegedly steals, right? Because we know she don't, right? But Princess Catherine is known for many things. One of which that she's known for is revolutionising the royal family when it comes to what they wear. She was really, to my knowledge, the first member of the royal family to rewear things. I remember that being a thing. When she rewore something for the first time, we were like, oh my goodness, wow, this is amazing. She's rewearing things, you know, she's really getting value for money when it comes to her clothes, this, that, and the other. She's not taking the piss. Wow, that's freaking amazing, right? In a roundabout way, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I think Meg's is trying to do the same thing. By re-wearing things that she's worn in the past to wearing them now. Only problem is she's re-wearing things that she got at a photo shoots. And that is then creating allegations that allegedly she stole from those photo shoots. Now, of course, the spokesperson's turning around and saying that's all BS. She didn't steal this, that, and the other. It's, what is it? Protocol for a member of the royal family to take the clothes so that they don't get resold on eBay, this, that, and the other. That's pretty much the gist of the explanation that I read from it. Do you believe it? I'm just asking for a friend there. But yeah, kind of in a really roundabout way, I really do think that Megxie re-wearing the outfits that she wore originally in her past photo shoots is her way of trying to copycat Princess Catherine. When Princess Catherine re-wears things, the only difference is when Princess Catherine re-wears things, she re-wears things from places and events that she's been to, right? When it comes to maybe a state dinner or visiting a school or, you know, whatever it might be. It's not that she's re-wearing things from a photo shoot that she did years ago. There's a slight difference there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, did Megxie steal anything from Harpers Bazaar? Who knows? Allegedly. Who knows? Dunno. Who knows, right? I'm sure that everyone is going to be on Harper's Bazaar Meg's watch and see if in the future she re-wears anything from the Harper's Bazaar interview in like a future whatever she does. I know that's definitely going to happen. Gemini Bradshaw, thank you so much for the £2.99 sugar bucks. And Mr. Greenblob being like, click, click, click. I love it. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big SM. Saying, Megxie holds grudges and will wait years to attack. Okay. She does that. Let's be real here. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. She's creating more drama. And if she creates more drama, then that's more content, right? For us Megxiteer channels. Let's be real here. 100%. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Laying it on the line. Yeah? Megxie responds. Megxie does something out of revenge, whatever it might be, right? That is not going to end well for her. Because she's going to get called out for it, quite rightly too, as far as I'm concerned. And there's going to be videos upon videos upon videos, content for freaking days if she did anything like that. She's just shooting herself in the foot, really, if she does it. She really, really is. And all of us here on YouTube will have a field day with it. There'll be me, the Sidley twins, Sue Smith, Think Beautiful, Resting Dollface, Michelle from Royal Daily Tea. All of us will be talking behind scenes and we'll be like, what the frick? Firstly, we'll be like talking to each other about it. Secondly, we'll probably take the piss out of it a little bit, being like freaking dumb. And then thirdly, we'll be like, right, okay, video time. Times a million, because there'll be like a million videos out of that thing, I tell you now. A lot of YouTubers won't admit it. I will. I will. The more Megxie does, the more content she gives us. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Let me tell you it another way. A couple of weeks back, right, when Megxie and Hazza went to that Kardashian Kris Jenner 70th birthday party, right? And pictures from inside the party, Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian shared them online. Megxie and Hazza are in the pictures. And then they're taken down. By, if the reports are to be believed, Megxie and Hazza. A story that would have only lasted a couple of days lasted then a full week and a half to 2 weeks. Why? Because allegedly Megxie and Hazza told the Kardashians to take those photos down. That created more drama. That created more speculation. Hang on a minute. Why take the photos down? Why did you ask them in the first place? How did you ask them? What happened? What was the reaction for the Kardashians? Do they like that? Do they not like? Do you know what I mean? A story about Azza and Megzy rocking up at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party that should have lasted, let's say, 2-3 days at the most, right? Lasted a heck of a lot longer. They shot themselves in the foot. The more drama they create, the more content they're giving us. Let's be real on this. I'll tell you straight, I don't care. I'm honest enough. So, Big SM. She wants to hold a grudge and wait years to attack whoever she might have her sights on. Okay. But that's going to backfire on her. She's going to create a lot of drama by doing that. And yeah, going to give us content for days. Potentially weeks. But that's just my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Let's see. Big SM. Thank you again for another very generous sugar bucks there. Saying, sorry, Steph, but Anne the Princess Royal has been wearing things back from 20 years plus. The Queen had a wax jacket for 18 years. Yeah. What I meant was, how do I put this? In recent times, Princess Catherine has been the one that has revolutionised the way that the royals wear their outfits. Making them much more accessible, wearing outfits that are a little bit more on the affordable side sometimes, right? I mean, Princess Catherine has worn Zara blazers at some point. I remember that. I have a few in my closet as a result. But anyway, and that she rewears them. To me, in recent memory, Princess Catherine is the one that springs to mind the most for a royal that rewears things. And we all know how Megzy, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, likes to overshadow Princess Catherine. Maybe she wants to emulate her as well, just like she's trying to emulate, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Princess Diana. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But Big SM, thank you so much for that very, very kind sugar bucks there. That takes us to, wow, a whopping 9 sugar bucks towards the goal. Just one more and you unlock the bonus Hazard and Megzy story. But before we get to that, let's get into the third topic right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Megsy's got a brand new title. She ain't gonna like this one. She's now known, forever and evermore, as far as I'm concerned, as Salmonella Sussex. Oh yeah, big major Thanksgiving blunder this year. Now, before we get into that, Megzy has confirmed that friends and family were going to be going over to Montecito Royale this Thanksgiving, right? But maybe it's more than turkey that she served them, because allegedly there was also potentially a generous dose of salmonella included in the festivities. So Megzy has been labelled Salmonella Sussex. That's her new title now. And this is a title I can get on board with, like seriously, to no end. And so social media users accused Megzy of making a big, massive hygiene mistake in a recent social media post. And so it was a clip on Instagram where she was preparing a turkey ahead of Thanksgiving. And so she's seen mixing a variety of seasonings into a bowl, rubbing the mixture onto the turkey to get it ready. The thing is, though, she's doing it with a jewellery store on and handling the turkey bare-handed, right? Rubbing the seasoning in and everything. Yeah, that's a big no-no. And so one user turned around and said, I don't know anyone who wears their rings and bracelets when handling food, especially a turkey. Guaranteed spread of bacteria. Another one says, I mean, I love sparkly engagement rings as much as the next jewellery hound, but not whilst cooking. A third says, who wants rubbish getting stuck in your ring setting? I know, right? Expensive jewellery, and you're just going to get all that, like, bird juices and meat and everything all over the... Ugh. raw as well. Like, that is sick. Sick, right? So gross. And it's basic food handling knowledge. Proves she has no idea what she's doing. Another says, people just don't realise that rings can and will harbour germs. And by not taking your rings off, you're asking for trouble. I mean, there are two main rings that I always wear, right? This one here. Let me just show you. This one here and this one here, okay? And just to get a little bit personal, this ring here was bought by my grandma and granddad. And this ring here, I bought 2-3 years ago. My second time in Las Vegas, when myself, Andy from Popcorn Planet, Popcorn Palace, and a few of our other mates, we all met up in Las Vegas for the Johnny Depp concert, which was absolutely freaking amazing. And this ring here, it holds something special to me because it was just before I moved into my new home and started my new life after a 15-year relationship had ended. And myself, Andy, and a few of our good mates and whatnot, we were all at this, what do you call it now? Karaoke bar. We had our own room and everything. It was awesome. And Andy put on a duet for both of us, A Whole New World. And it was so fitting because I was about to start a whole new world, right? Going out on my own, living on my own, you know, and all that lot. And I was really, really excited and really, really hyped for it. And so I sung it and it was awesome and just a very heartfelt moment. And on the way home in the airport, there was a Pandora shop and there was this ring right here. And it's from the Disney Aladdin Pandora series. And this is the Jasmine ring, you know, Jasmine who sings A Whole New World with Aladdin. And so, yeah, kind of gone a little bit on a tangent there. But yeah, here are my rings. They mean a lot to me. And unlike Megsy, if I'm handling a bird or any food whatsoever, right, these rings firstly come off. Secondly, I use gloves. Thirdly, I know me hygiene, right? Do you know what I mean? Megsy, though, seemingly does not. And getting back to this now, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, raw turkey and its juice can contaminate anything it touches, including your damn freaking jewellery. You demented cowbag from hell. Come on! She's supposed to be this lifestyle guru extraordinaire, right? Telling us how to cook things, how to do things in the kitchen, this, that, and the other. And she can't even get the basic hygiene right. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatevs. She's a freaking moron. A freaking moron. And so their guidance, right, officially says be sure to handle your turkey correctly to prevent harmful germs from spreading to other food or your family and friends. Yeah. Handle your turkey correctly. Take off all your jewellery, wear gloves, or at the very least, if you're not going to wear gloves, wash your hands on a regular freaking basis, right? As you're going along. I mean, dude, it's not difficult, right? Someone else online said jewellery, bracelet and rings while touching raw meat. Another one shared their own experience with this, saying, she picks up the pepper grinder without washing her hands. Another salmonella Sussex disaster. My mum learned that lesson. She had to have her wedding and engagement rings cut off her fingers because of infection. The doctors told her all it takes is one small scratch. I always take off my rings and any other jewellery I'm wearing on my hands when I'm in the kitchen. Yeah. I take off my rings, I'll take off my watch, right? Seriously. Like, dude, And Megzy can't even do that. Instead, this is what she does. With that turkey right there, with her rings and her bracelets and her Cartier watch, this, that and the other, she's all over that thing. She's on like Donkey Kong all over that thing. Oh, yeah. Salmonella be damned, right? So, yeah, going around full circle, guys, right? Megzy confirmed, yeah, that friends and family were going to be over at Montecito Royale this Thanksgiving. However, was it more than turkey that she served them? Was there a generous dose of salmonella included in the festivities? Because the way she handled this bird, if I ever got an invitation to Montecito Royale for a meal, I'd say thank you, but no thank you. I'd rather live. I'd rather live. I'd rather avoid the possibility of getting salmonella from the Duchess of Salmonella Sussex herself. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. You guys, thank you so much, have unlocked the bonus Hazza and Megzy story for today's live stream. And yeah, this is an interesting one. Meghan Markle's last-ditch attempt to stop Netflix cancelling her series, because Netflix, it seems, have already made moves to make sure that this Christmas special is not successful. They don't give a shiz about it. I'm going to explain why in a moment. So for those watching live, stay exactly where you are, whether you're watching on YouTube or on X. But if you haven't done so already in the meantime, do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. But for those on the replay, thank you so, so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was, it's as if I've never streamed before, guys. That was the third topic for today's live stream. We're going to get on to the bonus Hazza and Megzy story in a moment. I'm just going to go through a couple of your comments before we jump in. Loves Purple and Puppies say, I say black out a show on December the 3rd. Give all the attention to the German state visit. Oh, I don't think there's going to be that many watching it. Netflix have made sure of that. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Netflix have done dirty on Megzy. Done dirty on Megzy. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Big SM, thank you so, so much for the £2 sugar bucks. Saying Netflix sponsored that food charity. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not reporting on it because opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, it's really transparent what they're trying to do. It really, really is. And bringing the kids into it, it's as if Megzy and Hazza are trying to copy what Princess Catherine and Prince William do with their kids during Christmas time, right? The problem for Hazza and Megzy is that for Princess Catherine and Prince William, they show the kids' faces. Hazza and Megzy haven't done that. And then there's other things as well, i.e. no one trusts them or like them or relates to Hazza and Megzy, so no one trusts, likes or relates to anything that they try and do in the first place. So, yeah, there is that. Lady Carrie of Maine, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 19 months. Saying, come on, Steph, it's a holiday special for the deranged bunny Megzy. I might do a one-off special live stream watch party for this thing. I might just do that. I mean, it's just the one episode, right? How long can it freaking be? I'm going to watch it so you guys don't have to. How about that? How about that? Head Mod, Project Metal Music says, I remember that and the karaoke bar. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a thing, right? For those that don't know, I actually live streamed that karaoke. Pretty much that full karaoke session. And it's still on this channel right now to this day. So if you guys want to have a little bit of fun and take the absolute piss out of me and how bad I sing, I mean, this is karaoke, mind you. It's on this channel. Go through it. Just put in karaoke and it's going to be there. I'll tell you that now. But yeah, that was fun times. That was so much fun. So much fun. Okay, so with that being said, let's jump into the final topic for today's live stream. Special thanks to everyone that was able to contribute towards today's super chat goal. Yeah, let's jump into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the DUCHESS The Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because, Megsy is not happy. Netflix has done dirty on Megsy, to the point where Megsy is now trying to make her last-ditch attempt to stop Netflix from actually cancelling her show. So we've all seen, right, unless you've chosen not to for some certain reason, fair play, but I think the majority of us have now seen the whole trailer for With Love Meghan, the Christmas special. You call it holiday special. It's not holiday special, it's Christmas special. It's Christmas, all right? Let's get it right. She's the freaking bed. I'm atheist, and even I'm saying let's get it right. It's freaking Christmas. Come on. Anywho. So, in the trailer, Hazza is featured very prominently in it, right? After the last two outings of With Love Meghan, where Hazza is only very, very briefly shown, like 2 seconds and that's it, like blink and it's gone. Yeah, Hazza's featured a little bit more prominently in the Christmas special, right? And royal editor Rebecca English reveals in this clip here on the Daily Mail, firstly why she thinks Megsy has dragged Hazza into a Christmas special. Have a load of this.
I haven't seen Harry feature much before. Does this feel like, oh, we better wheel in the prince to keep the interest up? What's going on?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a natural conspiracy theorist normally, but 100% on this. I mean, you know, the previous two series, you know, have been critically mauled. You know, I think the first series did better because there were quite a lot of what I would call rubberneckers, people and journalists having to watch it on repeat, you know. But the second series really fell pretty flat, and I think she's trying to kind of bring out the big guns.
Or perhaps it's a sort of desperate plea, you know, give us another season and you can see more of Prince Harry.
You can
more
watch
of the
us kiss
Harry
again.
and Meghan show. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure there was any mistletoe in sight, actually. Sound very prim and proper.
You
when
don't
I
need
say
mistletoe
that.
to kiss your husband.
Not when you're in love. We're going to get onto that in a minute.
So, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I totally agree with Rebecca English there, right? She brought in Hazza to be like, do you know what? I'll give you more of Hazza if you give me more shows. If you extend With Love Meghan, you're going to see more Hazza, this, that, and the other. Because for me, including Hazza more prominently in her Christmas special, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that means that Megsy knows she's on her last legs with Netflix. Because, let's be real here, right? They're doing nothing. Netflix are doing nothing to try to even make her Christmas special a success. Now, why do I say that? Well, two reasons spring to mind, right? Firstly, I don't see any real promo from Netflix to actually advertise Megsy's upcoming special. I don't even see it on the front page. Coming soon, right? I don't see it at all. I don't see any advertisements for it on the TV or on the internet or anything. I don't see it on the billboards around here. I don't see it at all. I see a lot of Stranger Things. And I see a lot of this. Yeah. And this is the second reason why I think Megsy knows she's on her last legs with Netflix. Because 50 Cent's documentary series on P. Diddy called Sean Combs The Reckoning that 50 Cent said he was going to do, and he has now done it. That is being released on the 2nd of December. Megsy's Christmas special is being released the day after on the 3rd of December. This right here, this documentary on 50 Cent, this documentary on P. Diddy, when I can get my teeth back in, from 50 Cent, is going to eclipse Megsy's show 100 times over and then some. Because everyone, and I mean everyone, will be more interested in watching this than Megsy's show that's going to be released the day after. I know I'm going to be watching this more than Megsy's show, that's for damn certain. As Queer Lips of Truth II says here, this is why I said Meghan Markle's holiday show is going to flop. The world will be focused on this, which is going to be released the day before. And as me mate, TB, says right here, look, if Netflix are releasing a high-profile and highly anticipated documentary series on P. Diddy by 50 Cent the day before Megsy's special comes out, then it only means one thing for a lot of us. Netflix hates Megsy. Yeah. And let's remember, right? Megsy could easily change the release date of a Christmas special, just like she did when she changed the release date last minute for the first series of With Love, Meghan at the beginning of this year. But of course, right? Any excuse to try and overshadow Princess Catherine, right? As we know, this special is being released around the same time as Princess Catherine's yearly carol concert. And as I've told you and provided you with the receipts in a previous video, this ain't the first time Megsy has tried to overshadow Princess Catherine's yearly carol concert. And so, going around full circle here, right? Megsy may be bringing in Hazza more prominently in her series now, starting with her Christmas special as a last-ditch attempt to try and save her series, save a show. The funniest thing about it, though, is that she's trying to overshadow Princess Catherine. However, yeah, Megsy instead, yeah, she ain't doing any overshadowing. She's being overshadowed. And she's going to be overshadowed by freaking P. Diddy. Now, the word calm springs to mind here. How about you guys? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet, but if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you are subscribed here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef The Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I mean, what do you think to the highly anticipated documentary on P. Diddy from 50 Cent being released the day before Megsy's Christmas special? Yeah, Netflix does not give a shiz about Megsy's Christmas special. They've not done any promos for it. No, nothing. I'm not hearing anything about it from Netflix side. They're not pushing it at all. And then this is being released the day before. Yeah, Netflix does not give a shiz about Megsy. Megsy knows this. And so now, is this Megsy's last-ditch attempt to stop Netflix cancelling her series once and for all by trying to make Hazza more prominent in her show? Sure looks that way to me, but what do you guys think? Those watching on the replay, let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay where you are. But on the replay, thank you so, so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the bonus Hazard and Megsy story for today's live stream. Again, big massive thank you to everyone that was able to contribute towards today's super chat goal. Really appreciate your faces, so thank you so, so much for that. Thank you as well to Archangel Michael and your continued support for the leadership for the last 19 months, saying, God bless, long time, but always supported. Thank you. Like I said, kiddo, I like your accent. Hey, not a lot of people that do, but thanks for appreciating it. So many people that turn around and they're like, speak properly. I'm like, dude, I am. This is Yorkshire. I'm speaking proper Yorkshire here. Oh, I had one comment that I read and I just thought it was hilarious because I can't respond to all of your comments, as you can appreciate, but I do read them underneath the videos that I release. And one made me burst out laughing. I was laughing my tits off on this, and they were like, can you please pronounce your vowels? Or something along those lines. And I'm there thinking, dude, I'm Yorkshire. Get used to it. I can't speak any other way. This is my accent. I don't speak like a posh twat. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm this and I'm that, and oh yes, please, I will have this and I will have that. I don't do that. I speak Yorkshire. That's me, all right? So, mourn the vowels, okay? Because the vowels don't exist, apparently, when it comes to me accent. I mean, I thought they did. I thought I pronounced my vowels very well indeed, but however, there's some people that are like, no. Oh, T's another thing as well. Like the letter T. I laugh my tits off when people are like, pronounce your T's properly. I'm like, yeah, I do. The Yorkshire way, though. Again, get used to it. I find it extremely bizarre, but freaking hilarious at the same time, right? When I read comments and, you know, the telling me off because of how I speak and my accent. It's like, okay, so you're telling me off because of how I speak and my accent. I get that, all right. But what I don't get is, by you telling me off because of how I speak, what do you think that's going to achieve? Absolutely naff all, because this is my accent. This is how I speak. But thanks for the comment, because all comments, whether they're hate comments, good comments, or anything in between, it's still all engagement that YouTube loves, so I'm all for it, do you know what I mean? Do you know what, actually? Maybe at some point, I'm just going to read, like, a proper traditional Yorkshire story as a video or live. Because Yorkshire, we do have our own language. It is dying out, unfortunately, and I try my best to try and keep it alive in the little way that I can, you know, with the whole A up. But A up, for those that don't know, is a Yorkshire saying. That's Yorkshire. It's Yorkshire language. We have our own language, guys, up here in Yorkshire. Just like the Londoners do with the Cockney down south. We've got our own Yorkshire. We've got our own Yorkshire language up here. Not a bad idea, actually. I'm going to look into that. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, I laugh my tits off when people are like, I don't like your accent, change it. I'm like, thanks for the comment, but you telling me off is going to do absolutely naff all. Other than make me laugh my tits off. Anywho, Archangel Michael, thank you so much for liking my accent and appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Head Mod Project Metal Music says, I loved it when JD sent you a message saying, hey up, love. Yes, that was like, oh my goodness. When we went to Las Vegas 2-3 years ago to watch Johnny Depp in concert with Jeff Beck, we were all in the front row, and Johnny Depp, he clocked us all. He knew who we were. It was awesome. And after the concert, Andy was going backstage all of a sudden, like out of the blue. Andy tried to get me to come along, but I was too far away and couldn't get through in the end. But Andy, being an awesome big brother that he is, he was able to get JD, Johnny Depp, to kind of film a little bit of a message to me, which you guys can actually watch on this channel. It's still up to this day, and it's like amazing. Because JD's like, hey up, love. I'm like, oh my goodness, yes! Johnny Depp knows Yorkshire too! I love it, love it, love it. That's a moment. That's like a proper moment in time. That was. My jaw dropped on the floor when Andy showed me that clip for the first time. I'm like, dude, you just did not do that. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. It was so cool indeed. Okay. Head Mod, thank you so much for continuing to share the third channel exclusively on Kick. I love gaming, guys. All the OGers know I love gaming. I am a gaming nerd. And so, yes, follow me over on Kick, on Gaming Nerds. I do try and live stream a few times a week. I like to live stream very, very old games, retro games, but also wacky, weird and wonderful games from Steam. Steam have got some real wacky, weird games, and I've got a list. I'm going to start playing them next week. I already started earlier on this week with Super Bernie World. Oh yeah. Super Bernie World. That was a fun one. That was a fun one. So yeah, more wacky, weird and wonderful games next week to come. A big massive thank you to all the alter nerds that have already made the jump over to Kick already to support me on there. I know it is a little bit of a difficulty in a way, right? Because it's not on YouTube, right? It's on another platform. But I've chosen Kick as a platform because I don't like Twitch. Twitch can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. The way that they treat their creators is worse than YouTube as far as I'm concerned. So that's that. And secondly, I just wanted to try something different and go onto another platform and try there. And Kick seems to be a lot more free in terms of what we can do, what we can say, and everything else in between. So thank you so much to everyone that has made the effort to jump over to Kick and subscribe to me exclusively on Gaming Nerds over there. I appreciate your faces. If you haven't done so already and you haven't made the jump, please make sure you do. If you're watching live on YouTube, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. On X, Head Mod has shared it in the live chat, and if you're watching on the replay on YouTube, the link is in the description bar below. But yeah, again, big massive thank you to everyone that's already made the jump over to Kick. I really do appreciate it because, like I said, it's not just YouTube. You've got to go onto another website to subscribe to me there, and so I appreciate you guys making the extra effort for supporting me over on Kick by doing that. So thank you so much to everyone that's done it so far. All 31 of you. I treasure you. Thank you so much, you guys. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Hey, Debbie Bourne says, good evening, Steph and everyone. Good evening, good evening. And Head Mod Project Metal Music says, Twitch is in the death throes. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. This is why I've always wanted to do a gaming channel. And this originally was called Baccarat Nerds, but then I rebranded it to Gaming Nerds because then it meant that I could play my Baccarat, which I absolutely love doing. But then I can play any of my other games as well that I want to do. It just made sense to rebrand it to Gaming Nerds. And when I originally was thinking, okay, where do I want to do the channel? I didn't want to do it on YouTube because trying to play a game with the background music and all that lot, the background music could trigger a copyright thingy, even though I'm playing a game. Like, what the douche, right? It's a thing, right? Then I thought of Twitch, and I thought, I'm hearing some bad things about Twitch behind the scenes, and I'm just like, nah, stay away from that. And then I looked at Kick, and I know that Andy has been on Kick a couple of times, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to try it on Kick. And we're having so much fun so far, so thank you so much again to everyone that's made the jump over there. I appreciate your face. Project Mount Music says, Kick, from what I've heard, the people who get partnered get a minimum of 90% of revenue. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Very similar to Rumble. Rumble is pretty high as well in terms of revenue share with the creators. Better than YouTube. I mean, you know, brass tacks, you know, if we're going to get down to that. Obviously, guys, I am not partnered on Kick. I'm nowhere near being next level legit on Kick yet. But with your help, guys' help, hopefully, fingers crossed, one day I will be. In the meantime, though, I'm just doing Gaming Nerds for fun. It's just a little bit of, how do I put it? Like, just blowing off steam. And just laid back, kick back, relax, play a game, discuss some misadventures of the gruesome twosome, play one of the weirdest games I can find on Steam, and just have some fun with you guys in the chat. Basically, it's this. So, yeah. I've heard good things about Kick, so yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have more fun on there. Sarge, hey up, Sarge. Hey up, Steph. Wolf Mother is an Aussie band. You will love them. It's an Aussie band? Dude, I'm sold. I'm going to listen to them right now. So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in today live. Thank you so much to everyone that's kept me company right to the end. Thank you so much to everyone that's commented in the live chat. Appreciate all your faces. Big, massive thank yous to those that have liked this stream, that have subscribed to my channel, whether it's here or on Gaming Nerds. Thank you so much, you guys. Also, as well, big major thank you to those that were able to contribute towards today's Super Chat goal to unlock the bonus Harry and Meghan story. You guys rock. With that being said, that is it for today's Daily Nerd Live Friday edition. Have a wonderful weekend wherever you are in the world. I will see you on Sunday, 10 o'clock UK time, 5 o'clock Eastern, for another Daily Nerd Live. Appreciate your faces. And until the next time, you guys. Laters.